Everybody, welcome to Cornstar Farms. Today I am going to be giving an update on my $7,000 mansion build. If you're new to the channel, my great-great-grandfather bought this mansion nearly 100 years ago for $7,000. When I was growing up, this was my grandpa's house, and this property is also the location of our main farm. And in 2018, my grandpa passed away, and then in 2019, I moved into the house. Shortly after I moved into the house, the electricity in the upstairs completely quit working. The plumbing in the upstairs of the house never actually worked, even when I was a little boy. And there were two toilets in the house. One of them was in the basement that nobody ever used because it was super scary down there. And the other one was right off the kitchen. And what used to be an old pantry room off the kitchen that was converted into a bathroom. So this 5-bedroom, 5,500 square foot house with no electricity or plumbing in the upstairs was essentially a 1-bedroom house with a bathroom in the kitchen. 2 years after I moved into the house in 2021, I started demoing the entire upstairs of the house. And pretty much as soon as I started demoing, lumber prices nearly quadrupled, and it just got silly expensive, and I did not want to pay that much for lumber. So since the entire upstairs didn't have electricity or plumbing in the first place, and I wasn't using it, I just left it a demolition zone. The upstairs of the house sat as a demolition zone for all of 2021 and 2022. In 2022, I got married, and then at the end of 2022, my wife and I had our first son. And it was shortly after the birth of our first son, we decided, you know what? We already have the entire upstairs of the house completely tore apart. Let's just do the downstairs as well and just rebuild the entire house. So with the help of my family, friends, and neighbors, that is exactly what we did. We stripped everything 100% down to the studs, and then back in the early 1900s when this house was built, they built rooms kind of weird, and we wouldn't use rooms in the same way that they did back then. So we ended up kind of remodeling and laying out walls differently so that way we could have it tuned to what we would use it for today. By the time we got done with all of the demolition and rebuilding, we had rebuilt every single interior wall in the entire house, and 85% of the floors have been completely rebuilt and leveled, and then we put new subflooring down on everything. So we pretty much only did not touch the exterior walls of the house and the roof. We even ended up demolishing and rebuilding the super creepy basement. So at this point, we have rebuilt the attic, the upstairs, the downstairs, and the basement. Now, my wife's family is Mexican, and in the Mexican culture, they like doing things together as a family. So they all get together, and it's a lot of people. And so while we had the house already tore apart and under construction, I thought, you know what? I want to be able to host a lot of people in our house for all the family events. We also live in the middle of nowhere, so when friends want to come see us from extended distances away, they always have to get a hotel 30 minutes away, which is kind of annoying. And I also want to have a lot of kids. So I figured, you know what, while we have this under construction, why don't we add on to the house and put an addition on? And so that's what we did. Now, something to know about me is I'm not afraid to try something if I think that I can do it. And when it came to building this house, I thought that I could be my own general contractor. So that's exactly what I did. As the general contractor, I really had one responsibility, and that was to make sure I had all of the subcontractors lined up to be able to get all of the jobs done. However, I wasn't interested in working with big subcontractors to do this project. I wanted to be as hands-on as possible. So I hired one of my friends and one of my neighbors who are both extremely talented when it comes to building things and extremely detail-oriented. And for the last year and 10 months, I have been working side by side with them on both the demolition and rebuild as well as the addition. Over the last year and 10 months, I have also made nearly 200 YouTube videos documenting almost every single day's worth of work on this entire project. And we've been working on the foundation of the house for almost a year, or the foundation under the addition. And one thing that I've been really looking forward to was documenting the framing of the addition. But it just so happened to be that this year, harvest fell exactly when we were getting ready to do the framing of the addition. So while I have been in the combine for the last month, The guys have been working here on the addition and they have been framing. So today we are going to be bringing everything back up to speed now that harvest is over, and I'm going to be giving an update as to how everything is going here in the addition, as well as everything that they have got done. So right off the bat, while I was in the field, the roof trusses for the house have showed up. And this sounds kind of bad, but this is the little pile. We also have these, and we also have these, which this is the big pile. When I was working on the house a month ago, we were working on setting the floor joists in for the second story. And since then, they have got a subfloor put on those floor joists. They got the entire second floor framed, and they are now working on sheathing the outside of the main floor. I am sort of glad that they have not got the bump out on this side of the house built yet, because I've been really looking forward to seeing that go up. It's going to be really cool. That will actually be the last part that we will be building. So I think we have a little bit of sheathing left to do on the outside of the main floor, and then we'll do the second floor, and then we will build the bump out, since that is going to be all one piece that will go up to the roof. And then once we get the bump out done, then we'll be ready to start flying some trusses. Speaking of flying trusses, we are going to try to mount this jib on the front of the telehandler, and we're going to see if we can use this to be able to hoist these trusses up on top of the house. Not 100% certain if we're going to have enough height with this or not, but we're going to give it a try. I think it is now time to do the tour around the house. So welcome to my front door at the moment, which is the bump out. We just got some rain last night, so we do have some puddles around. That's what's going on there. So as we step in here on the left, we have what is going to be the kitchen. And you can see the little spot right here in the middle of the floor. This is where the island is going to be. The sink for the island will be right here. And then there is going to be another sink actually right here underneath this window. Now, by the way, we are not going to be cutting out the windows right now. With winter coming, we are just trying to get all the walls done and the roof done and basically get this thing dried in so that way water can't get in. We can get things insulated up, and then we can hang up lights in here while working in the winter time. We don't need to have windows open. So it's going to be a little dark, dreary looking for a while once we get everything plywooded up, but it won't be like that forever. We have a bunch of windows over on this wall. This is going to be really cool to look out, and then the bump out will be all windows, and then this will actually be about 19 feet tall right here, so there will be a ton of windows on this. And then over here we have the living room, and then this is just going to be single story right here. So this is all sky right now because the roof trusses need to be set over the top of this, and then it's going to be the exact same thing over the top of the kitchen. This will just be single story right here as well. So as we work our way into here, this is going to be a hallway area. We do have some walls that we need to frame in this yet to hide the spiral staircase. So this is not done yet. That's why it's extremely open right now, but you can get a good idea for it. There's going to be a hallway right here, and then the main entrance door to the house will eventually be over there. There's going to be a wall right here where my hand is, and everything to the right is going to be a bathroom, and then that will have a door that goes into the garage, and then you'll also be able to get to it right here. And then this is going to be the entrance to the house, so we'll have a mud room with all of our racking and coat spots and whatever right here. So then when you come in, you can go downstairs, down the spiral staircase, or you can actually go upstairs right here as well. And then you come forward, you can go into the living room or the kitchen over there. And then over here, this is going to be hallway. We're missing a wall here right now, but this is going to be the kitchen pantry. This is actually a cutout spot for the fridge to be able to sit recessed inside of here. But when you're in the kitchen, you'll be able to come through this way, and there's going to be a door over here, and then this will allow you to get to the pantry, which will be behind the cooking wall. So this is going to be the cooking wall here, and then you'll have the pantry located on this side, and then right off the corner of this window will be the wall. So this will end up being the pantry area. And then right here, we're gonna have a platform built on the top. That window is gonna be coming out, and we're gonna be opening this up. And then once you get to right here, it's going to be a handicap ramp built into the floor down over to there. So the whole main floor of the house will be 100% handicap accessible. And then up here, we're going to be losing this window. This is going to be a door. There's going to be a bathroom on the other side of this when this is all done. And then down here, we are also going to have another door cut through, so that way you can get into the inside of the house. So over here behind me, we have the master bedroom. We are coming into my closet right now. And inside of the closet, we are going to have an area where there's going to be laundry. This will be the laundry room. When we continue through the closet, we end up in the bathroom. Toilet is going to be located in there. We are going to have the vanity over here. There can be a bathtub over there. We're going to have 2 windows higher up in here. And then when you step around the corner at the end of this hallway, this is where the shower will be located. And then this will be a single story right over the top of this part as well. And then when we come through the bathroom, we will eventually end up in the master bedroom. We got a bump out on the master bedroom, a lot of windows in here. This is going to be really cool. And then we can go through a doorway over here. Now we need to build this up. When I step through this doorway, I should actually be at the level that I'm standing on right now. We just haven't built it up yet. But there's going to be a spiral staircase right here that can take me downstairs or upstairs if I want to. And then when I continue through to this room, there's actually going to be a wall right here and then stairs that go down, and then this will be a utility room, and there will be a door located in this spot that will take us into the garage. And then there will be a wall right here, so you will not be able to look down into the basement. And then when you go through this door into the garage, you can come through the other door that will be located right here, and there will be stairs that go down into the basement. So this one will be really nice for getting things in and out of the basement because it's a straight shot into the garage. So when we come back up into the master bedroom, we can go over here. The master bedroom is quite large, and there are some puddles in here right now. I'm looking forward to getting these things gone, but we need to get a roof on the house first. We can come through this door, takes us back in through the closet, and then we hop in the hallway, and then we can come back out here. So that is the entire main floor of the addition so far. And then when we come into the existing house, this door is going to stay here. You'll technically be able to get into the pantry from here if you like. And then there will be this little stairway going up into the house. We are wanting to homeschool our children. And so this area is actually going to be a classroom area for the kids. And then this is going to be opened up right here. So this is how you will get into the other side that will take you to the handicap ramp. So we have a big closet over here. This was originally supposed to be the kitchen pantry, and then this was supposed to be the kitchen, but we decided to move it over there. And so then this has since became the schooling area. And then from here over, this is my office spot. And so especially this back part, I'm going to have as my whole office. And then it has 2 doors in it, so you can circle all the way around. There is going to be a staircase right here. We have not got that built yet, but that's what's going to be here. And then you can get outside there. My shower for the master bedroom is located right on the other side of that window. So we're actually going to be cutting a hole right here. So you will be able to get to the hallway that's on the other side of this. And then this will be that bathroom that was through that window. So as we work our way around, we're gonna go into the basement and we're gonna take a look to see everything that we have done down there, because the rebuilding, the creepy part of the basement is not everything that we've done. Coming down into the basement is a little sketchy right now because we have a ladder set up. We are going to have stairs built in the future, but for right now, we are just using this ladder. So underneath of the stairs, there's actually going to be a little utility room where we can have access to our heated floor lines and stuff.